Hi, my name is Michael Kaplan. I'm with the law firm of Kaplan Morrell, and my colleagues Burton Morrell, Rhonda Cordova, and Andrew Newcomb are all on this conference. And we thought Kaplan Morrell does a lot for the community, and because of the state of things, we are getting lots and lots of questions about COVID-19 and how that affects our clients' workers' compensation benefits and rights. So we thought we would have a roundtable to discuss the issues that are coming up as a result of COVID-19, and hopefully educate all of you in who have work comp cases as to what to expect and how COVID-19 may affect your case. And with that being said, we're going to talk about all the benefits that a workers' compensation case can provide an injured worker: medical benefits, wage loss benefits, and then compensation benefits. So with that being said, let's talk first about temporary total disability, which is one of the wage loss benefits that the Colorado Workers' Compensation Act provides an injured worker. With that, let's talk about temporary total disability benefits, which is one of the wage loss benefits that the Colorado Workers' Compensation Act provides an injured worker. Andrew?
Thanks, Mike. So in workers' comp in Colorado, the baseline wage loss benefit for an injured worker, once there's been a claim filed and it's admitted, is temporary total disability, which is the wage loss that your employer will pay through the insurance carrier, which is 2/3 of your average weekly wage, and it's usually paid every 2 weeks. Most of our clients who have been contacting us are worried about COVID-19 for some reason interrupting that basic TTD benefit. We call it temporary total disability, TTD. Our understanding, and we've analyzed the issue, is that the COVID-19 outbreak has no effect on your temporary total disability benefit. It should not have any issue. You shouldn't have any interruption in payment of TTD checks, as far as we understand. There could be some other circumstances that might affect it, but the baseline view that we have is that your TTD payments, if you're an injured worker, should not be interrupted in this current outbreak.
So in other words, if you're completely off of work as a result of a work-related injury and you're receiving TTD, COVID-19 is not going to affect those benefits, right?
It should not. That's correct.
All right. Let's talk also about the second wage loss benefit that injured workers can receive, which is called temporary partial disability. Rhonda, what do you think about what's going on in these days with that?
Okay, a lot of concern. So temporary partial disability benefits is when the person who's been injured, you're back at work, and you have restrictions of some kind that your employer's accommodating, but you're still losing wages. So you might be working less hours because of your injury. You might be making less money because you're in a different position. So the insurance company is supplementing what your employer's already paying you for your lost time. And that's what we call temporary partial disability benefits. So then we have businesses out there who are closing down because they're required to by the governor and to take care of people. So then our clients become completely unemployed at that point. They were used to getting temporary partial disability benefits. So there is a panic as to what's going to happen with their wage loss. So what will happen is we will help them get temporary total disability at that point, because they're just like any other worker who wouldn't have been at work, but they have that injury that keeps them from finding some other employment, and they're not required to go out and find new employment. So we take them from their temporary partial disability status to temporary total disability. The thing that's going to make this a little bit more difficult is if you have to leave work because you actually contract the virus. Under those circumstances, we are not sure at this point exactly what's going to happen as far as being able to change those temporary partial disability benefits into temporary total disability benefits. But as the times continue to change and that arises, we will deal with that issue. And of course, try to get people paid temporary total disability, but there's not a guarantee that's going to happen.
So in other words, just because your employer lays you off while you're receiving temporary partial disability, that doesn't necessarily mean that your TPD terminates, but rather it actually shifts to what Andrew was talking about, which was temporary total disability.
Correct. You'll be paid as if you never went back to work.
That's right. Yeah. And I believe that's the majority of the concern. A lot of those questions from our clients have to deal with their loss of potential wage loss benefits, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And Britton, what questions have you been fielding about other benefits, whether it be permanent partial disability and or one's ability to settle their case?
So once you're placed at maximum medical improvement, which is the point in time where the treating doctor has said that he or she has gotten you as good or as best as you can be because of all the treatment, no further medical care is going to improve your condition. At that point, you're at what's called maximum medical improvement in the workers' compensation system, and you might still be getting some checks after MMI, and that is for compensation for what is called your impairment rating. Another phrase for it is permanent partial disability benefits, impairment, and that is a set amount of money, and you get those checks regardless of whether you're working or not working. It is essentially compensation for you to kind of retool, restructure, retrain, and hopefully that's what you're able to do with that money. That money is absolutely, those benefits are absolutely immune from COVID. It doesn't matter if you're working, laid off, not laid off, contract COVID, not contract, doesn't matter. Those are set benefits that will happen. It doesn't mean you've settled your case. It just means that you're going to get those benefits regardless. So we think that those benefits are completely unaffected by COVID-19. Now, settlement of cases where we're seeing COVID-19 affect settlement is settlement conferences are harder to schedule right now, where they're going to video or telephone appointments. The other thing that we're seeing a lot of panic selling. And what we mean by that is injured workers are kind of getting pressured or thinking that they've got to settle now, they've got to settle now. That's the worst reaction to it, and we don't recommend doing any sort of panic settlements. Other than that, we do not see any changes in settlements or PPD from COVID-19.
However, we have been seeing clients who are getting a bit concerned about their finances, wondering and asking us whether or not we can try to resolve their case, correct?
Correct. And again, if the situation is good for it, we'll do that. We'll certainly recommend it and calculate the benefits. But what we try to counsel against is, selling long-term benefits for short-term gains. And so every case is absolutely different. And we just recommend if you or one of your loved ones has a question or concerns about workers' compensation and work injuries and COVID-19 to give us a call at 970-356-9898. We offer free consultations to all injured workers and their families.